What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes. And listen, yesterday was a weird day in the CDL. It was day 3 of the Super Week. And while I did predict all 3 winning teams, the series didn't go exactly how I thought they would. Let's get into the recap first, guys, and then I will be giving you my predictions for today's games. Starting it off with the first match of the day, it was the Dallas Empire versus London Royal Ravens. And dude, I just don't get it. I predicted Dallas to win this series 3-0, and they obviously did not win 3-0. They still won the series 3-2, but something just seemed so off. I thought the 3-0 prediction was actually very solid, okay? Somehow, I don't know how, Dallas lost both hardpoints to the Ravens, which was surprising, obviously. But they looked really good, and Dallas just was always kind of fighting from a deficit during that map. Obviously, Dallas is a top team, but maybe they're just not at that level of dominance yet. You know, they got the win. A win is a win at the end of the day. Okay, I did predict them to win. Saying that, but damn, yeah, this series was just weird, but it is what it is. Moving on to the second series of the day, guys, it was the Seattle Surge versus the Los Angeles Thieves. Now, this series was a little bit closer to my prediction, but it was still pretty interesting to see how it all unfolded. LA took an early lead, 1-0, but the hard point was very close, and it was on checkmate too, especially. So I was surprised that that was the map, because the Surge have not looked good at checkpoint anything, in my opinion. And they decided that, you know what, fuck it, we're going to give it another shot. But Thieves were able to win that map. And then Seattle did win the S&D, which I thought was going to happen. They won a close one, 6-4 on raid. Then this is where it got a little odd, because the Surge could have easily won this control. The last round of the control, there was a weird team kill. Looney killed himself. Well, no, he might have got the suicide penalty, but he killed 2 of his teammates with a Semtex. I didn't see the clip exactly. I would need to go back and watch it, and if it was just an unfortunate scenario or something that maybe bugged. I don't know the case, but it helped LA Thieves win the control 3-2 and go up in the series 2-1. And this is where I thought Thieves were going to close it out. In my predictions, I had them winning all 3 respawns, and it was looking good up until this point, where the Surge ended up closing out map 4 Moscow hardpoint 250-222. And it was tough, because I thought, especially with how good Thieves looked on Moscow, that they would kind of just be able to roll over them, you know, especially being up in the series 2-1, knowing okay, guys, let's just close this out. We got the momentum. But the Surge did not roll over and give up, which is good to see. You know, they kept it close in the respawns. They did. But then the Thieves clutched up, respected my prediction a little bit at least. And TJ had one of the best individual S&D performances I've ever seen. Definitely one for the history books. Thieves absolutely demolished them 6-0. TJ had a perfect game, 12-0 on the game. And, you know, they just completely outplayed them in that map. It was very anticlimactic. But so Thieves won that series 3-2. And then we moved on to the final series of the day, and that was the Toronto Ultra versus the Chicago Optic. Now, I had this series 3-2 Optic. And then they went on to the S&D, which was on raid. Did what I thought they were going to do, beat Optic in it. Now, it was pretty close. It was 6-4, which was good to see if you're an Optic fan. You know, because Toronto is one of the best S&D teams in the game right now. But that's kind of how I had it going. And then Optic was able to just win the rest of the respawns and win the series 3-1. The control wasn't really that close. The map 4 hardpoint was pretty close. You know, it was 250-218. So that's, you know, that is a solid showing out of Toronto, in my opinion. Obviously, I think at this point, it proves that Optic is the best respawn team in the game. And they won 3-1. Okay, so my 3-2 prediction, my crazy reverse sweep, didn't happen, but I did predict Optic to win 3-2. It could have been 3-2. It very well could have been, but they clutched up, so gotta respect that. I was right with all my picks though on Empire, Thieves, and Optic. All right, guys. So for today's matches, we are starting off with the Subliners versus the Rocker. And this is a tough one, man, because I have boys on both teams, man. I would love for both teams to be able to win somehow. You know, maybe tie. I don't know. I have the Subliners winning this series. I do. Minnesota looks very good. They finally got their first hardpoint win versus Seattle the other day. But it's like they're not giving me anything, right? Because Minnesota bodied the Surge the other day. And Minnesota got bodied by the Thieves. And the Surge could have potentially won versus LA Thieves today. It went all the way to a game 5. So it's just like, how am I supposed to compare? As well as the Subliners losing 3-0 to the Thieves. But it was very close games. It's like, give me a break, you know? You're making it hard for me to predict these matches to a T. Because even look at it, the Subliners bodied the Royal Ravens, and then the Ravens took Dallas Empire to map 5. But I think this Subliners team, as well as the Rocker, to be fair, are dark horse teams. Okay, and I think both of these teams have the potential to be contenders. You know, I'm interested in seeing how this series pans out. But right now, from all the info that I have to feel like the Subliners is the favorite here. Now, the reason is because even though Minnesota got its first hardpoint win versus the Surge, guys, they're not doing it for me on the respawn side of things, okay? Whereas Subliners look pretty damn good when it comes to respawn. So I have them in the hardpoints and the control, to be honest. The S&D, I feel like you have to favorite Minnesota here, but it could go either way. And so this is a little bit of a ballsier pick because this might be the first one where I predict the wrong team to come out on top. But I do have Subliners winning. I'm going to say 3-1. I think they're going to win all 3 respawns. I do think Minnesota is going to win the S&D. But regardless, moving on to the second match, guys, we have the Los Angeles Guerrillas versus Optic Chicago. And I think this one is going to be clear cut. I think this is going to be a 3-1 Optic. Once again, I have them winning all 3 respawns, and I have them losing the S&D. They look absolutely phenomenal in the respawns. They do. Okay, they're not missing a beat when it comes to those. But S&D, I'm not quite sold yet. You know, they have played some very good S&D teams. There's been some close S&D maps and some ones where they gotten blown out. And I obviously think that they are a way better team than the Guerrillas, but the Guerrillas seem to be pretty solid at S&D. So I think this one might be dependent on what map is played for the Search. But I have 3-1 Optic. And then going into the marquee matchup, guys, it is the Florida Mutineers versus the Atlanta FaZe. And honestly, they must have did the marquee matchup before the Super Week started or something, because if it was up to me, I would have had Subliners Rocker. I think that potentially could have the closest, most exciting / entertaining series. Florida Mutineers haven't been giving me nothing. I'm not picking them. I wasn't going to pick them anyways because they're going up against FaZe. But after what they've shown me, I'm not picking the Mutineers. Knowing that I'm not picking them, watch, they're probably going to win. But I have FaZe winning this 3-0. I do. I'm not confident in Florida. They seem like they're not on the same page. You know, it's tough because in Cold War, from the amount that I've watched, this seems like it is a very team-based COD. Your trades have to be on point. Your positioning has to be on point. Your communication, all of that is way more important in a game like Cold War. And for some reason, Florida just doesn't have it. Or it's not that they don't have it, you know, it's just they're not putting it together. And I don't know why, because they look really good in scrims when I watch, or like, you know, when I see the Reddit post. So I don't know what it is, but I just don't think they have a shot in this series. I have FaZe winning 3-0. I think they're clearly the favorite. They're clearly the better team. But those are my predictions for today's matches, guys. I do have the Subliners, I have Optic, and I have Atlanta FaZe. I believe I said 3-1, 3-1, and then 3-0. But that's all 3 matches for today, guys. And yeah, we're 7-1 in predicting the correct team. Okay, we're not 7-1 in predicting the actual series score, but I'm blaming that on being so early in the game. You know, I need to see more. We need more of a sample size. Okay, just bear with me, but I am getting the team correct, you know, for the most part, besides the Florida Mutineers, who end up costing me that 1 L that I currently have. So I appreciate it, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Until next time, the kid is out.